Hey guys, it's Yorkie here, and welcome to some Assetto Corsa Competizione gameplay. And not only is it ACC gameplay, it is our first video with the Freedom Pack DLC, and we are going to be racing at Circuit of the Americas. This is an online public lobby, the Apex Online Racing public lobby. As you can see, we're going to be starting 20th position out to 30, so kind of towards the back. Didn't really set a valid lap in qualifying just because I wanted to make this video a little bit more interesting. But we're going to be driving the McLaren 720S GT3. Setup wise, I've basically just taken the default aggressive preset setup. The only real changes that I've made here on this page are just to the tyre pressures, just to get them in the optimal window. Haven't changed anything here on electronics. I've changed the front and rear brake pads to pad 1 from their pad 2. Chuck in a load of fuel liters, probably more than I actually need, but that's fine. Haven't really changed anything here on the mechanical grip tab, other than the brake bias. I've dropped that down to 53.4. I think it was up at like 56 or so, maybe a little bit higher. I have fiddled with the dampers slightly, increased the front bump and also the front rebound, and then I've also increased the rear bump and the rear rebound by 2 or 3 clicks each. And then I dropped the rear ride height, I think, from 72 down to 70, I believe. I believe it was on 72 as a default. But yeah, those are the changes that I've made to the setup. Otherwise, I haven't really fiddled with anything else. I noticed that the front ride height probably could have done with coming down a notch or two, but never mind. Public lobby race, doesn't really matter. Let's just see how GT3 racing goes here at Circuit of the Americas. Now, it's a track that I know reasonably well from having driven it plenty in iRacing and also Project Cars 2 way back in the day, but haven't actually driven the circuit in a while as we go and install the engine. Off to a good start, but that's fine, we can recover our position in the train, which is here as we just come through the penultimate turn. So yeah, I'm fairly familiar with the circuit. The thing that I just need to kind of learn is the track limit extents here on COTA. Doing a couple of laps of qualifying, it's a little bit interesting. It's a little bit difficult to actually tell where the track limits actually are on this circuit. So we shall explore together as we're warming up our brakes a little bit here. Just building up to the rolling start. There we go. Not really got anyone around me, so not really going to trouble us here. I'll probably stick to the outside.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Just because I'm expecting chaos on the inside, as we can see there. There's chaos ensuing in front of us. Kind of getting nerfed towards track edges a little bit, but we managed to get away through turn 1 without any contact, so let's see how the S's go. So we slip on through one position there as someone in an Audi goes and makes a mistake. The circuit's quite bumpy through the mid-corner there of that long right-hander. Making some very tight lines here into this sweeping right. I'm going to hesitate on the throttle a little bit, but it's alright. We've had a good clean start. We're up from 20th position up into 14th, so that's a win. There's more chaos chewing up here though.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
For those of you who don't know and are new to the channel, I'm using Trak R5. This is what allows me to look around the cockpit, check out the mirrors, and everything else like that. Very cool, nice little feature. It's tracking my real world head movement and correlating that into the game. Gives me a little bit more situational awareness. And at the moment, we're just trying to survive and avoid making contact with people. I have to say, we are doing alright so far, and the racing's been quite good. Quite enjoying this here on this first lap. Mainly because we managed to keep ourselves out of trouble and damage free, and we're up into 10th position, so 10 positions now gained. Lamborghini's a bit wide there. Could be even wider here. Or was that a tap on the rear of my car? Yes, it was. Right. So up the inside of the Lamborghini there into the final turn. Mainly because of the mistake in the penultimate corner. Let's see what we can do about the cars in front for the remaining 17.5 minutes. Two cars here battling away. Finding some nice entertainment for us, which is quite nice. So allowing us to keep fairly good relative pace with them as well. Oh, Mercedes is going. It's a freebie. Oh, that's a Lamborghini spun up ahead. Get this BMW. Hello. Getting a little bit defensive there on the exit. Blocking my run off the corner. Braking a little bit early there. Oh god, people sending. I wanted to switch back underneath, but the Bentley behind there kind of gave me a little bit of a scare. So pretty good opportunistic move by the Lamborghini in front of me there. He's now actually going for the move on the BMW as well, and doing a little bit of wheel rubbing.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
This is the great thing about this section here is you can switch back underneath quite a bit.
Clear on the left. Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Oh, it makes for some great racing. COTA is actually quite a good track. I know a lot of people within the sim racing community don't like the circuit, but if you can actually learn the circuit, learn how to drive it, because it is quite technical in places. It is actually really, really good for racing. I will admit though, you do need to be in a car that is like GT3 level in terms of downforce, or higher, so it's good for GT3s, GTEs, LMP cars are good round here as well as of course like high-end open wheelers. It's alright in GT4s, but if you get anything that kind of produces less downforce than a GT4, you will, yeah, it does become a little bit more tedious, does the track. It's mainly that first section there going through the S's that you need the downforce through there to get nice fast flowing lines, and if you don't have it then yeah, it's not quite as enjoyable. But let's see what we can do about this Lamborghini. It seemed to be pretty quick on the straights last time round. Oh well, it seems to be pretty quick in the straight line. Obviously, taking a lot of wing out. Close up on him and under braking quite nicely. Seem to have a slight edge over the corners as well. Just need to start actually putting this extra downforce that we've got into use.
Clear on the right.
Fair play to you, son. Always going to go a little bit deep, so I was lining myself up for the switchback, and he just eased off the throttle and then placed the car rather nicely to block my run going up underneath. Well read in that situation. Jesus Christ, it is quick in a straight line. Either that or the bot for this McLaren absolutely sucks around this track. I mean, I picked it because it's one of the cars that has probably the better aero package out of the GT3s. So it's obviously great for this first sector here if I can actually hook everything up. But we do seem to be suffering on the straights. Definitely think this Lamborghini is trimmed out the downforce because it's really struggling. in a couple of places.
Left. Clear on the left.
There we go, we may have got the gap now that we needed. Pull away. So we've got 6.5 seconds to the car up in front. It's going to be a bit of an arse, but there were some back markers up there as well. I know the back markers were in the pits. So the train of cars that we've been seeing going up towards turn 1 have actually been pole position. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely tell. Finding out where the track limits are around this circuit. Thankfully we've got two warnings left. One warning left before we then go get a penalty. That's probably going to be it. No, okay. Yeah, it just seems to be a little bit inconsistent in places around this track as to where the actual limits are, but I'll be finding and exploring them, and then obviously when it comes to the track guide, the in-depth track guide series, which I will be doing for the 3 tracks here in this Freedom Pack DLC, I'll be exposing where those track limits actually are. Try and close up on the cars in front, but someone's got to drive through. It is bumpy through there.
Final warning, exceeding track limits.
The thing is, the track limits seem to come late sometimes. So still, when you kind of reach track limits, it's still, and come back onto the circuit, it's still trying to identify whether you gained an advantage or not. When you do finally get the warning, you've usually gone through a couple of corners, so it makes it tricky to actually identify where exactly you just pushed the limit a little bit too hard. So obviously that was our final warning. We're going to have to be fairly safe now on. Try and catch this Lamborghini that's up here in front of us. One of the things that's kind of hurting us in doing that is actually the fuel load that I'm running with. It is just way too much for a 20-minute race, but that's fine. Kind of wanted to make it interesting anyway. Didn't want to make it too easy for myself. I want to be up there. I want to be up where they are in turn 1. It looks like a good battle. Dropping the Lamborghini that's behind. Not sure if we're really catching the Lamborghini that's in front. Right, I'm going to have to be a little bit careful here. I think that would be legal. Right, we gained some time on the car in front. I think they've had a little bit of trouble through that first sector. Circuit does have a nice flow to it. I'm actually quite glad that they did put COTA in out of the circuits. Watkins Glen is another great addition. The only circuit that I'm not so sure on is Indianapolis, but I need to give Watkins Glen and Indianapolis a go to Well, before, yeah, to reserve my judgment on those.
Yellow
I know
flags
Watkins would be
sector
good because it's just a great track in general. It's just Indianapolis can be not quite as enjoyable as some of the other tracks. Would have been great if they had added Sebring, because hell, having a laser scan version of Sebring would be absolutely mega. I know iRacing's got a laser scan version. I believe rFactor does as well. But having it in more sims would be fantastic. Plus Sebring's just a brilliant circuit anyway. Sonoma would have been a cool one to have had. And then there was, what were the other circuits? I think Virginia International Raceway was another track that SRO America races at. And I think the last one was Road America. I think. Not 100% sure on that one, I could be wrong. I know there were 7 circuits on the calendar, and obviously we've got 3 so far. So I'm hoping that they're going to include more reasonably soon. I don't know, I have no idea when yet they're going to add more tracks, or even if they are going to add more tracks. It's kind of, it's hard to know unless you're obviously on the dev team. But it'd be great to get more US circuits. But at least they've added 3 more in this one. COTA is a fantastic addition. Really nicely detailed scan. Seems like quite a recent one as well, with the location and the severity of some of the bumps. Like the long right-hander through that first sector. It's very reminiscent of recent years, the bumps that are there, watching Formula 1. And how the cars handle those turns. Feels very akin to that, so yeah, it feels like a recent scan. Or they've gone and very cleverly and quite accurately, to be fair, put those bumps in via hand editing. But yeah, track detail feels great. It looks good as well. Circuit nicely detailed. Certainly feels like an environment that's got plenty of spectators around, as you can see. Some of my marks a little bit here. So yeah, kudos to Kunos for doing such a good job here on this track. Love to see it in league racing and see how close the battling is there. Last 4.5 minutes now. We are closing up on the Lamborghini MP4. And imagine a few of us have actually kind of on the brink of getting a drive-through. Obviously we've seen one car up ahead have a drive-through, and they've just gone and served it here on this lap, so that has gifted us the P5 that we're now in. There's a Lamborghini has appeared behind us, and it's different to the one that was there earlier. To be fair, I haven't been keeping an eye on the relative, or at least not the cars that behind on the relative, so this one's, I think, been closing up on me. So I may have to start getting a little bit defensive these last few minutes if I want to hold on to this position. Seem like they're closing in. Come on, rotate. Oh. Alright, we may have to go defensive here into turn 1.
Car on the right.
Oh, locked up the rear tyres. He's there on the outside, and the Lamborghini in front's made a mistake as well. This is getting interesting now. This is going to be the last couple of laps as well. This two-way fight has developed into a three-way fight. Oh, not the best of runs there coming off. King at the top of the hill. V3's got a drive through though. Jesus, almost went into the back there of the Lamborghini in front. Took away the acceleration zone of the Lamborghini behind though, so that's worked nicely in our favour, but we've seen so far in this race that the McLaren hasn't got all that much straight line speed. Now I'm really struggling on the brakes. What's going on?
Car on the left.
Probably a little bit quicker than
Car on the right.
I want to be going into the braking zones. That's probably going to be a track limits warning.
Car on the right. Clear on the right.
Fair play to you, sir. That was a good move around the outside.
Okay, you need to be on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
Oh god, I'm getting a lot of understeer now. Oh, got that curb. So it seems like the Lamborghini might be quite strong around here. Either that or I need to do more work to the setup to match their pace. Obviously, no idea how much setup work that red Lamborghini in front of us has actually done. But they are rapid and seem like quite a smart driver as well. As you can see, they're kind of patiently biding their time. The Lamborghini that's in front of them. Just things like that. Oversteer there. Stuff that I don't want. Need to work on dialing out. Got a Ferrari behind me now. I mean, I've got the tiniest bit of damage, but that's not going to do that much. So I wonder if there's an element of BOP here as well, playing in. Oh, there's contact between the two of them.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
It's a freebie back up into P5, but I'm not going to get this red Lambo here in front before the end of the race, not unless they go and make a substantial mistake.
Has finished the race.
We're into the final corner. And then across the start-finish line. There you go. Pretty good. Fun and enjoyable race around Circuit of the Americas here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. And if you are new, not yet subscribed, please do consider doing so. It would be very much appreciated, as obviously we've got more videos coming in the near future. But other than that, guys, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, have fun, stay safe, take care.